All right, hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you. It is time for 9 Minutes with me here from Rosie's Corner. This place is incredible. Every Friday here is basically a holiday, a Fish Friday. You can get your dinner, you can get your sandwich, you can pair it with the mac and cheese or the coleslaw and French fries. Just a phenomenal place to come eat. They're available on Grubhub, pizza, wings, pasta, hot and cold subs, and more. I'd recommend the chicken parm sub, the meatball bomber. You can try a bunch of the appetizers. They also have burgers here. I had the American Classic Burger not too long ago. Delicious. So make sure you get on down here to Rosie's Corner, a proud sponsor of the ML Sports Platter. If you are in and around Central New York, you're home for the holidays, gift cards for family and friends, do it all here at Rosie's. And don't forget about their themed food days outside of Fish Friday, which would be Chicken and Biscuit Wednesday. You get your pork on Tuesdays. It's just a fantastic place to eat. Family owned and operated. Jason and Jody and the gang doing an awesome job. Let's talk Bills football. Bills and Jets this Sunday. Obviously, the Bills are coming in reeling, and I'm really kind of in the middle with this team right now. They're still 4-2. They still lead the division. They've still beaten solid teams. The Raiders are a playoff contender. The Rams are probably an NFC, conference champion contender. And the Dolphins aren't really slouches. I mean, they're 3-3. I know there's some people out there like John Middlecoff who say, you don't get credit for just beating San Francisco. Well, the hell you don't. That was a win, and they're 3-3. I mean, you play the schedule you're given, and they beat a really quality team in San Francisco. We'll have to see how the Fitzmagic thing works with, Tua now playing and all the rest. But, I look at that and the positive side with the Bills, and, again, at the end of the day, still 4-2 and doing their thing. On the other side, man, the last two games were ugly. I mean, a one-possession game against the Chiefs, and is there anything more frustrating as a fan than looking at a one-possession game and knowing that you're not going to win, right? I mean, the Bills, Josh Allen missing all those throws, you knew that it was just not meant to be, nothing was going to happen. They get the ball back, you're like, come on, this is it, only one possession. And they were just getting drubbed. They were getting beat down physically. The defense lives on the field every game, and obviously the game before that, the Tennessee Titans, bang, right at the Bills. Now, another positive look at with the Bills is that they probably had to game plan for two teams every day, not knowing who they were going to play, when they were going to play, and, that whole thing is just ridiculous. The fact that the Titans didn't pay more for that. Now, look, I give the Titans credit. They're 5-0. They, fought adversity, as they say, very, very well, and they pounded the Bills. But the Bills, they were supposed to have one game one time, and the Chiefs on a Thursday night, and that didn't work out. They end up playing a Monday night game against Kansas City. They played Tuesday against the Titans the week before. That schedule was messed up going into the Kansas City game. You play Kansas City at 5 p.m., so there's that element as well. And can we please say two quick other things about this Bills team? One, Josh Allen, he's had a couple of bad games. Is he not allowed? Is Josh Allen seriously the only athlete who's not allowed to play, have a bad game? I mean, honest to God, like these Josh Allen haters, he had a few really, really good games. His MVP numbers were there. You would compare him to Mahomes and Wilson. I never said he was those guys, but the numbers compared to him. And then he has a couple bad games, and all the haters are back out. See, we told you so. This guy sucks. He can't throw. He's not accurate. And a couple of bad games. Do I recognize that he still has a long way to go to become elite? Of course I do. But he had a bad game. My gosh, everybody's allowed to have a bad game or two. And then in addition, another thing that we also have to talk about here that needs to be said is that, I think that the Bills, from a mental standpoint, they need to get their act together. I think that they need to get a little bit of a kick in the rear, Sean McDermott, and the discipline thing. I think that they need to get that really in order right now. I think that needs to be said as well because you're starting to see some leaks and some discipline and all the rest. And now the Bills face the Jets this Sunday. And I think this is a game where the Bills need to come back strong. And I know if they beat the Jets, if they beat them to oblivion, it'll be, they didn't beat up anybody today. Well, you know what? Screw those people. You can't fix stupid. They play the Jets this week. That's the team that you have to worry about. And the Bills need a win. They got to go out and get this thing done to move to 5-2. And obviously the Patriots have the 49ers, so it's another great opportunity for the Bills to pick up a little bit more space here from New England. I think when you look at this Bills team against the Jets, it's very, very simple. Number one, first key, get a big lead. Pressure the hell out of Sam Darnold. The strategy wasn't to blitz Patrick Mahomes. It was to let, the running backs get maybe 2-3 yards here and there. It turned out that the Kansas City Chiefs got tons of yards every single time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and company. But This is a different strategy now. You don't want to allow 2, 3, 4 yards, whatever, and then get into a 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4 and then play a little bit of a zone to keep, the big play from happening. The Jets don't get big plays, period. This is one of the worst football teams I've ever seen in my life watching the NFL. And so for me, I think the Bills have got to go after Sam Darnold, and they've got to get immediate pressure, get immediate turnovers, start to try and blow these guys out right away. If you're on offense, throw the ball deep to Stephon Diggs. Brian Dable, no screwing around whatsoever. I know that, the Chiefs were in a little bit of a prevent defense, and the Bills, started to throw it and get better yards and chunk yards and all the rest and bigger plays. But the flat-out reality is that Brian Dable in this offense, they need to throw the ball right out of the get-go all the time, and they need to stick to that game plan. Throw. The offensive line is not right now, for some reason or another, they're not able to create space to run the football. Devin Singletary, when he gets a little bit of a crack, he's not making the right moves as well. He's not exploding to the hole. So it's kind of a 1-2 punch, both dominoes falling into each other. But the Bills need to go attack. On offense and defense, attack. Force the Jets into mistakes. Sean McDermott shouldn't get out coached by Adam Gase 1 second of this game. Get the big lead. Keep forcing their hand and go from there. I mean, the Bills have got to win this game. And how big do they have to win the game? I don't know if they need to win by 20 or 30 or whatever the case may be. But the Bills have to win this game, period, end of discussion. I'm going to pick the Bills. Let's go 31-13 over the New York Jets this Sunday down in the Meadowlands, one of the shittiest stadiums, by the way, I've ever seen in my life. And this is a Jets team, again, one of the worst football teams I have ever seen. They do nothing right. Their coach is a disaster. The offensive line is horrible. The defense does not get pressure on the quarterback. They do not get big plays. This is a shit show, and they've made moves, they traded people. The official tank is in for Trevor Lawrence. Now, it's incredible when you think about tanking in the NFL, because it is actually hard to do. If you watch teams, try to shit the bed in the past, it's actually really, really hard to do. Look at Miami last year. Everybody thought that they were tanking for Tua. They ended up getting him anyway, but nothing could have been further from the truth. The product on the field maybe looked kind of bad, but the reality is Brian Flores got his team to play incredible football, and they actually salvaged a big part of the season towards the end. Beat the Pats, were really, really playing well. It's hard to tank all the way in football. The Jets are the latest, greatest, though. They are really making an effort here to tank and to get Trevor Lawrence. And by the way, and I did a video on this yesterday, if I'm Trevor Lawrence, I am giving a huge middle finger to the New York Jets if it comes down to it, where they get the number 1 pick and they want to get him, and also he comes out of school after his junior year. I am giving him an absolute middle finger. I am not going to play for that franchise. I am not going to play for that owner, Woody Johnson. I'm not going to play. I mean, they'll fire Adam Gase by the time the draft comes up, but I am not playing for that group, period, end of discussion. John Elway did it and had a wonderful Hall of Fame career with the Denver Broncos, won 2 Super Bowls. Eli Manning did it and said, screw you, I'm not going out to the West Coast, and so he goes to the Giants, ba-boom, and wins 2 Super Bowls and probably will get into the Hall of Fame one day. I'm telling you, Trevor Lawrence, no way he should say yes to the New York Jets. But as far as this Sunday goes, the Bills need to win this game, and they need to slam on a bad team. There's no question about it. We'll see what happens with all the injuries. Of course, the Bills have been very, very banged up on both sides of the football. They just cut Quentin Spain, so now you're going to see the offensive line kind of line up that way. Feliciano, I have to imagine, is close, and we'll see what happens from there. Cody Ford got banged up last week, so I'm going to go Bills 31-13 in this game over the Jets. They need it. Get back in the win column at 5-2. Mike Lindsley with you. 9 minutes here at Rosie's. Get on down for the pizza, the pasta, the wings, hot and cold subs and more. It's a Fish Friday. Amazing job by Jason Jody and the gang. And don't forget to grab your desserts to go as well. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.